All right, welcome to your personalized deep dive. Today we're going deep on minerals and their impact on health.
Oh, this should be interesting.
Yeah, it's going beyond the usual vitamins and stuff everybody talks about
Right.
to uncover why minerals are so crucial, and especially in our modern world.
Yeah, especially now.
And the crazy thing is, even if you think you're eating healthy, you could still be missing out on key minerals because of things like depleted soil and all the processing they do to our water.
Yeah, it's really fascinating.
It's like a hidden health challenge that I don't think a lot of people know about. So we're here to kind of break it all down for you.
Definitely, yeah, and
Okay.
and it is how our modern practices, they're intended for good,
Right.
have created this mineral crisis. It's almost like a side effect of all this progress.
Okay, so we're talking about a mineral crisis.
Mhm.
What does that actually mean for someone like me who's, I'm trying to eat healthy?
Well, it means that even if you're diligently choosing, your fruits, vegetables, and other nutritious foods, the soil they're grown in might be lacking the same rich mineral content it once had.
Wow.
And water, while purified for safety, often has beneficial minerals removed during treatment.
That's a little bit concerning.
It is.
So where do we even begin with this? I mean, the information you sent mentioned magnesium as a
Right.
multitasking marvel. What makes it so important?
Magnesium is involved in hundreds of processes in the body,
Really?
from muscle function, energy production, to sleep regulation, and even mood balance.
Wow.
It's a true powerhouse.
Okay, so it does a lot, but I've seen different types of magnesium supplements like citrate, glycinate, malate. What's the deal with
Oh,
that?
yeah.
Does it matter which one you choose?
Absolutely. Each type of magnesium has a different chemical structure, which affects how it's absorbed and utilized by the body.
Oh,
For example, magnesium glycinate is known for being gentle on the stomach and easily absorbed,
okay.
making it a good choice for those with sensitive digestion.
Interesting. So it's not just about getting enough magnesium, it's about getting the right type.
Exactly. And before you even consider supplements, remember that the health of your gut plays a major role in how well you absorb any mineral.
Oh.
If your digestion isn't optimal, you might not be reaping the full benefits of the magnesium you're consuming.
So good gut health is key. That makes sense. Now, what about zinc?
Uh-huh.
I always hear about it being important for immunity.
It is Zinc is essential for a robust immune response.
Okay.
It helps your body fight off infections and stay healthy, especially during cold and flu season. If you're zinc deficient, you might find yourself getting sick more often or taking longer to recover.
So zinc is like our immune system's best friend.
Yes.
You mentioned that food sources are always the best option. So
Yeah.
what are some good sources of zinc?
Shellfish, like oysters and crab, are excellent sources.
Okay.
You can also find it in red meat, poultry beans, nuts and seeds. Even whole grains contain some zinc.
So there are plenty of delicious ways to get zinc from your diet, but I imagine there are times when someone might need to supplement.
There are situations where supplementation might be necessary, but instead of reaching for a pill right away, I encourage focusing on those zinc-rich foods first.
Yeah,
Addressing the root cause of a potential deficiency is always a better approach than simply masking the symptoms.
that's a great point. So zinc is crucial for a strong immune system. What about selenium?
Huh.
The information you sent said it was related to the thyroid and energy levels.
Selenium plays a vital role in thyroid hormone production, specifically the conversion of inactive thyroid hormone, T4, to the active form, T3.
Okay.
This conversion is crucial because T3 is what actually regulates your metabolism and energy levels.
Hold on, T4 and T3, can you break that down a bit?
Sure, think of T4 as the storage form of thyroid hormone, and T3 is the active form that your cells actually use. Selenium acts like a catalyst, helping your body make that crucial conversion from T4 to T3.
Oh, so without enough selenium, our bodies might not be efficiently using the thyroid hormone we have. Could that lead to fatigue and low energy?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that's why selenium is so important.
Got it.
It ensures your thyroid is functioning optimally, which impacts your energy levels, metabolism, and overall well-being.
Okay. I'm starting to see how interconnected all of this is. You mentioned Brazil nuts as a great source of selenium, but also that we need to be careful not to overdo it. Why is that?
Brazil nuts are incredibly rich in selenium, while a couple of nuts a day can provide a good dose. Eating too many can actually lead to selenium toxicity.
Wow.
It's a powerful mineral, so moderation is key.
Noted moderation with the Brazil nuts. Now, what about potassium?
Yeah.
My understanding is that it's important for muscle function, but what does that actually mean?
Potassium is involved in muscle contractions and nerve function, both of which are essential for movement and overall physical performance.
Okay.
It also helps regulate fluid balance in the body. which is crucial for maintaining proper hydration.
So it's about more than just building muscle mass.
Yeah,
It's about how our muscles actually work and how our bodies stay hydrated.
precisely. Potassium deficiency can lead to muscle weakness, fatigue cramps, even irregular heartbeat. It's a mineral we really don't want to be low in.
Definitely sounds important. So what are the best ways to ensure we're getting enough potassium?
Leafy green vegetables are excellent sources of potassium. Think spinach, kale, collard greens.
Oh,
Bananas, avocados, sweet potatoes, and coconut water are also good options.
lots of great food choices there. So we've covered magnesium, zinc, selenium, and potassium. What's next on our mineral deep dive?
Let's talk about iron. This one is crucial for transporting oxygen throughout your body, and iron deficiency is incredibly common, especially in women.
Yeah, I've heard of iron deficiency anemia. What exactly is happening in the body when someone is iron deficient?
When your body doesn't have enough iron, it can't produce enough hemoglobin, which is the protein in red blood cells that carries oxygen.
Right.
This means your organs and tissues aren't getting the oxygen they need to function properly.
That explains why fatigue is a common symptom of iron deficiency. But the information you sent mentioned something about stored iron being important too. Can you explain that?
You're referring to ferritin, which is a protein that stores iron in your body. While blood tests can measure the iron circulating in your bloodstream, ferritin levels give us a picture of your body's iron reserves.
So it's not just about the iron we're getting daily, but
Yeah.
also about the iron we have stored up. Why is ferritin important?
Ferritin is like your body's iron savings account.
Oh,
If your ferritin levels are low, it could indicate that you're not absorbing iron well, or that your body is using up its stored iron faster than it can replenish it.
Hmm.
This can lead to iron deficiency anemia, even if your blood iron levels appear normal.
that's really important to know. It's not as simple as just taking an iron supplement.
Exactly. Addressing iron deficiency requires looking at the whole picture: diet, gut health, and any underlying conditions that might be affecting iron absorption or utilization.
Okay, iron check. We've covered a lot of ground here. What's the final mineral we're diving into today?
Let's wrap up with calcium, which is probably the most well-known mineral often touted for its role in bone health.
Right.
But there's a lot more to calcium than meets the eye.
I'm listening. Tell me more about calcium and why it's so important.
Calcium is indeed essential for building and maintaining strong bones and teeth, but it also plays a crucial role in muscle function, nerve transmission, blood clotting, and even hormone regulation.
Wow, calcium is busy, but I've also heard that too much calcium can be a problem. Is there any truth to that?
There is, while calcium is crucial, excessive intake can lead to problems like kidney stones and even contribute to arterial calcification, where calcium deposits build up in your arteries.
Wait, arterial calcification, what is that exactly and why is it a concern?
Arterial calcification is basically the hardening of your arteries due to calcium buildup. This can restrict blood flow and increase the risk of cardiovascular problems like heart attacks and strokes.
So it's about finding that balance, right? Getting enough calcium but not overdoing it. What are some good ways to ensure we're getting calcium from healthy sources?
Leafy green vegetables are surprisingly good sources of calcium, and they offer additional benefits like fiber and other essential nutrients. You can also get calcium from dairy products, but there are considerations there.
What do you mean by considerations? Should we be avoiding dairy?
Not necessarily avoiding it altogether, but being mindful of the type of dairy you choose. Conventional cow's milk can be inflammatory for some people, and it often comes from cows treated with hormones and antibiotics.
So what are some alternatives if someone wants to limit or avoid conventional cow's milk?
Goat milk and buffalo milk are great alternatives that tend to be easier to digest. Plant-based milks like almond milk, soy milk, and coconut milk can also contribute to your calcium intake. But be sure to choose unsweetened varieties and check the labels for added calcium.
Okay, so plenty of options for getting calcium from a variety of sources. I'm sensing a theme here. It's all about a balanced approach, right?
Absolutely, and that's where things get interesting. It's not just about the amount of each individual mineral you consume. It's about the delicate balance between them all.
It's fascinating to think about how all these minerals are like interconnected, you know?
Yeah,
And how they impact each other. We've been talking about them individually,
right.
but it sounds like they're all part of like a bigger picture.
Precisely. They work together in intricate ways. For instance, did you know that magnesium plays a role in calcium absorption and utilization?
Hmm.
If your magnesium levels are low, it can affect how your body processes calcium, potentially leading to imbalances.
So even if I'm getting enough calcium, a magnesium deficiency could throw things off.
Exactly.
That's wild. It really highlights the importance of looking at the whole picture.
Yeah.
not just focusing on one nutrient at a time.
Exactly. And this is where personalized nutrition comes in. What works for one person may not be ideal for another.
Right.
Understanding your individual needs and potential deficiencies is crucial.
Okay, that makes sense. But how would I even know if I'm deficient in a particular mineral? I mean,
Correct.
besides, feeling tired or getting muscle cramps. Are there other signs I should be looking out for?
Some deficiencies can be subtle, and symptoms might overlap with other conditions. Standard blood tests can sometimes reveal mineral imbalances,
Right.
but they don't always tell the whole story.
I remember reading something in the research about functional medicine tests that go beyond typical blood work.
Yes.
Can you tell me more about those? What are they looking for?
Functional medicine practitioners often use specialized tests like hair mineral analysis or urine testing to get a deeper understanding of mineral status
Yeah.
and how your body is utilizing those minerals.
So it's a more comprehensive look at what's going on at the cellular level. That's pretty interesting. If I suspected a deficiency, would seeing a functional medicine doctor be a good next step?
It could be they can help interpret those test results,
Yeah.
identify potential deficiencies, and recommend personalized strategies,
Okay.
including dietary changes or targeted supplementation.
That's helpful to know. Now, let's kind of shift gears a bit and talk about some practical tips for boosting our mineral intake through diet. What are some simple things we can all do to get more of those good minerals from our food?
One of the best strategies is to prioritize whole, unprocessed foods. Think fruits, vegetables, nuts, seeds, and lean proteins.
Right.
These foods are naturally abundant in a variety of minerals.
And don't forget healthy fats.
Yeah.
I've read that they're essential for nutrient absorption. Do they play a role in mineral absorption as well?
Absolutely. Healthy fats help your body absorb fat-soluble vitamins,
Okay.
but they also aid in the absorption of certain minerals. So incorporating healthy fats like avocados, olive oil, nuts, and seeds into your meals
Right.
can enhance mineral absorption.
This is making me rethink my usual salad dressing. I'm curious, does how we cook our food affect its mineral content?
It certainly can. Some cooking methods like boiling can cause minerals to leach out of the food and into the water.
Oh.
Steaming, roasting, or sautéing tend to preserve more nutrients, including minerals.
So opting for cooking methods that involve less water is generally a good idea.
Generally, yes.
Are there any other cooking tips for preserving those precious minerals?
If you do boil vegetables, consider using the cooking water in soups or sauces to capture those leached minerals.
Okay.
And don't overcook your food. Shorter cooking times generally retain more nutrients.
Great tips. I'm going to start paying more attention to how I'm preparing my food now. Let's talk about hydration. I know water is essential, but we mentioned earlier that water treatment can strip away beneficial minerals.
Right?
So what's the best way to make sure our drinking water is actually contributing to our mineral intake?
Filtering your water at home with a high-quality filter is a great way to remove contaminants while preserving those beneficial minerals.
Are there any specific types of filters you recommend?
Reverse osmosis filters are very effective at removing impurities,
Okay.
but they also remove most minerals. Look for filters that use carbon filtration or remineralization technologies to ensure your water remains mineral-rich.
That's good to know. And if someone prefers bottled water, are there any brands that kind of stand out in terms of mineral content?
Some bottled water brands specifically highlight their mineral content. Look for labels that mention mineral water or list the specific minerals present.
So it pays to read the label. We've talked about food cooking methods and water. Are there any other lifestyle factors that can influence mineral absorption or how our bodies use those minerals?
Absolutely. Chronic stress, for instance, can deplete magnesium levels.
Oh, really?
Engaging in stress-reducing activities like yoga meditation or spending time in nature can be incredibly helpful in supporting mineral balance.
That's interesting. I know stress can take a toll on our overall health,
Right?
but I never realized it could directly impact our minerals.
It can, and on a similar note, prioritizing quality sleep is crucial when you're sleep deprived.
Yeah.
Your body's natural processes, including mineral regulation, can be disrupted.
Makes sense. So good stress management and enough sleep are important for supporting mineral balance. This is all such valuable information.
Yes.
But I'm wondering, is there ever a case where someone might need to consider supplements?
There are situations where supplementation might be necessary. For example, if someone has a diagnosed deficiency, a medical condition that affects mineral absorption, or follows a restrictive diet that limits mineral intake,
Right.
a healthcare professional might recommend supplementation.
So it's not a one-size-fits-all approach.
Right.
It's about working with a healthcare professional to determine if supplements are needed, and if so, what types and dosages are appropriate.
Exactly. Supplementation should always be individualized and guided by a qualified healthcare provider.
We've covered a lot of ground in this deep dive. The importance of minerals, signs of potential deficiencies, strategies for optimizing intake through diet and lifestyle as we wrap up this part of our conversation. What are some key takeaways you'd like to leave our listener with?
First and foremost, remember that minerals are essential for a wide range of bodily functions, from energy production and immunity to muscle function and mood regulation.
And even if you're eating a healthy diet, you might not be getting all the minerals you need because of things like depleted soils and water treatment practices, which is why we're calling this the mineral crisis.
That's right. It's essential to be mindful of potential mineral deficiencies and take steps to address them.
And those steps include prioritizing whole, unprocessed foods, choosing cooking methods that preserve nutrients, ensuring adequate hydration with mineral-rich water, managing stress levels, getting enough sleep, and consulting with a healthcare professional if you suspect a deficiency.
It's a holistic approach that encompasses diet, lifestyle, and personalized guidance when needed.
Wow, this has been such an eye-opening conversation.
It has.
I feel like I'm looking at my food and my lifestyle in a whole new way.
It's great, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Now, for our listener who's been, absorbing all this information, what's one practical thing you would recommend they do today to start putting this knowledge into action?
That's a great question. I would encourage them to take a look at their current diet and identify one simple swap they can make to increase their mineral intake.
Okay.
Maybe it's adding a handful of pumpkin seeds to their yogurt in the morning,
Oh, yeah.
or choosing a big leafy green salad for lunch instead of that processed sandwich.
Small changes, big impact.
Exactly.
Yeah, it's about, creating sustainable habits, not trying to overhaul everything overnight.
Exactly. And remember, this deep dive is just the beginning of your exploration into the world of minerals.
Right.
There's so much more to learn and discover about how these essential nutrients can impact your individual health and well-being.
It's like we've opened a door to a whole new world of health and nutrition. So to our listener, we encourage you to keep learning, keep experimenting, and keep fine-tuning your approach to minerals.
And as always, remember that knowledge is most powerful when it's applied. So take what you've learned today and start putting those small changes into practice.
Now, here's a final thought to leave you with. We've talked a lot about individual minerals today, but remember, your body is a complex ecosystem. It's not just about getting enough of each mineral, but also about how those minerals work together in synergy.
That's a brilliant point. It's like an orchestra, each instrument playing its part to create a harmonious symphony.
Exactly. And when all those minerals are in balance, that's when your body can truly thrive. So as you continue on your mineral journey, keep that beautiful interconnectedness in mind.
Absolutely. What a wonderful way to wrap up our deep dive. It's been a pleasure exploring this with you today.
And to our listener, thank you for joining us on this mineral adventure. We hope you feel empowered to take charge of your health and discover the incredible world of minerals. Until next time, keep exploring, keep learning, and keep thriving.